This has probably been the most difficult 2 weeks of my life. Members of the Board of Supervisors and citizens of Tredyffrin Township, I had not intended to speak tonight, preferring to listen to others' voices. But something happened this past Friday that has shaken me to my very core. At approximately 9:40 a.m. on Friday, September 14th, I received a joint phone call from Township Manager Mimi Gleason and Police Superintendent Tony Giamo that has forever changed who I am. In life's journey, this is my watershed moment and a feeling that I will never forget. Unable to shake how I was feeling after 24 hours, I wrote the following email to Mimi Gleason and copied Michelle Kickline, Chair of the Board of Supervisors. Let me share that September 15th email with you. Dear Ms. Gleason, there are 2 reasons that I am writing this email. 1, to state that as a citizen of Tredyffrin Township, I now feel threatened and harassed by our government, and 2, to request that you never contact me again unless it is with a written apology for your actions. I have thought of little else since receiving your phone call yesterday, Friday, September 14th. As a township resident, to be blindsided with a conference call from the township manager and the police superintendent was more than a little intimidating. I have to wonder how often you have taken a similar approach with other citizens in this community. The telephone conversation left me wondering exactly what was the purpose of the call and why did you involve Tony Giamo except as a witness or possibly to record the phone conversation. Although there was no mention made of the call being recorded, Tony did state he was in his police vehicle. So am I to assume that that telephone conversation was recorded without my knowledge? Between the historic house tour, the Paoli Blues Fest, and personal health issues, I do not have the time nor the energy for your directives, missives, or whatever else was the intention of your phone call or of your email dated September 7th. On September 7th, I emailed you the following simple question. Who is responsible for Mr. D. Bonaventura's letter on the township website? Was placing the letter on the website sanctioned by you, the township manager? End quote. The only response that my question required was a simple yes or no, with the possible addition that the chair of the Board of Supervisors and the township solicitor had okayed the letter for the township website. However, no, you decided on a different response, one that was not required, not needed, and not necessary. Frankly, as a citizen and taxpayer in this township, your response was one that I believe should not have been sent. Your call yesterday revisited the opinion you stated in your September 7th email to me, again complaining that Community Matters contained misinformation and incorrect facts, specifically the assisted living project. However, never once in the conversation did you cite specifics as to what was incorrect. As a response to your complaints about the Susie Pertowski matter, I stated that the mainline media news, TE Patch, Daily Local, and the Philadelphia Inquirer had all written articles on the subject. I further stated that there was at least a week after the news articles appeared for the police department, the township, or the Board of Supervisors to make a statement before I wrote anything on Community Matters. Residents were asking questions and no one seemed to be providing answers. As a result of the situation, I did my own mini investigation, speaking with District Attorney Tom Hogan, District Judge Tom Tartaglio, Board of Supervisors Chair Michelle Kickline, and Police Superintendent Giamo. After a thorough analysis, I presented my own summary statement on Community Matters. I clarified that John D. Bonaventura was not the unidentified driver with Ms. Pertowski on the May 28th incident, as a photo in the newspapers may have implied. In my summary, I stated that D. Bonaventura was interviewed by the police and that the police were satisfied that he was not in any way involved with the 2 police officers not appearing for the August 21st court date. I wrapped the summary up and tied a ribbon on it, stating that the 2 police officers missing the hearing was a human error, a mistake. I also thanked those involved, Hogan, Tartaglio, Kickline, and Giamo, for their help, and used the words that I was closing the chapter. Little did I know what was to happen. D. Bonaventura's letter, your involvement with the letter on the website, your September 7th email to me, and most recently, your telephone call of September 14th. Feeling threatened by your phone call, I remarked at one point during the conversation that I should have an attorney on the call. I stated to you in Giamo that as a resident of the township, I have rights, and as a citizen of the United States, I have rights, including First Amendment rights. I believe that our government does not have the right to harass and intimidate those citizens it serves to protect. I am not an attorney, but I cannot imagine that your actions of yesterday or your email would be viewed favorably by the courts. Further, I cannot imagine that you would have considered making a similar phone call to mainline media news, TE Patch, or the Philadelphia Inquirer. Nor would you have dared taken this approach with an attorney who might understand the legal implications of your actions far better than me. Superintendent Giamo asked what I would like to see happen going forward. My response was a denouncement from the Board of Supervisors for the letter going on the website and an apology from the township manager. It should be noted that I quickly also stated that I did not expect either of those two things to happen. It saddens me greatly that you were compelled to bring Tony into this matter. He and I have enjoyed a good working relationship over the last several years, including the Blues Festival and the house tour. Was your motive to damage my relationship with him, or was it to record the conversation? It is entirely unclear why you involved the police superintendent, except to further intimidate me. In case you were not aware, your phone call was so upsetting that I immediately called Michelle Kickline, chair of the Board of Supervisors, to report the conversation. You suggested that I was mistaken when I suggested that Ms. Kickline had not seen Mr. DiBonaventura's letter before it was posted on the website. For the record, Ms. Kickline again confirmed that she had not seen the actual letter before it was on the website. I guess you are the one who was mistaken. In closing, your intimidating actions have contributed to my feeling harassed and threatened by some in our local government. I ask that you not contact me again unless it is with a written apology. For the record, I believe that John Peterson is also owed an apology from you for the words, quote, so-called legal expert with has no expertise, end quote, contained in your September 7th email to me. That was the end of the email that I sent. And in closing, I say, the great irony is that today is this country's Constitution Day. 225 years ago today, on September 17th, 1787, 42 of the 55 delegates to the Constitutional Convention held their final meeting. Only one item of business occupied the agenda that day: to sign the Constitution of the United States of America. Our founding fathers fought and died for our freedom, and I am left wondering if what is going on in this township is what they would have intended. In closing, I am but one person, but I believe that I represent a far greater community. Can we question our government? Do we dare to have an opinion? I believe that all our voices matter. Thank you.